Good morning to all of you, and hope you're all doing good, guys. So we'll wait for a minute and then let us start our discussion. Okay, so let us start our discussion, guys. See, if you remember in the last class, we discussed about a very important concept, and that was related to the customer value creation. So, how does the value creation happens? What is the process of value creation? How, from the customer perspective point of view, the more and more value which is being created to them, and what is the advantage do we get in return? That is what we studied from the management perspective point of view when it comes to understanding the importance of the value creation. We discussed about a lot of examples. We tried to understand how the method works, what are the criteria related to it. So today we are going to talk about a new topic that is purely related to, I'll just show it to you, that is purely related to the Salesforce automation. They call it SFA. Many times this will be used. This terminologies will be used. This is a Salesforce automation that is known as SFA. Now imagine what is this Salesforce automation process? How does it work? What are the criteria related to it? Let us try to understand all these features one by one, systematically and stepwise. Now, when you're talking about Salesforce automation, is what we are going to study. So, what are this factor all about, and what do you understand by it? See, basically, whenever you are talking about the operational side of customer relationship management, so let's say, for example, if there is a software, so whenever you are talking about the operational side of it, you are talking about data, you are talking about people, you are talking about organizations, and there are a number of aspects as such. So, single view of the customers, we known as SWOT, integrates all the customer data for sales, marketing, service, and accounting. This is very important. Now imagine if you are a company like, let's say for example, Dell Corporation, working in more than 120 countries plus, your presence is very high, and eventually you are making a lot of difference in the market. Now you can just imagine the number of people connected to your organization. First of all, just look at your sales force. Let's say, for example, if it is India, there will be more than 20,000 plus, or it can be 50,000, or it can be 60,000 plus people who will be just selling the products in just one single state. Now you take a total of 28 states and just understand what is the burden related to it. Then you talk about the numbers related to it, number of clients related to it. And whenever you do this whole grand total, you will understand, guys, that it's a very big thing. For this business perspective or a business point of view, what you have to understand is how the work is being conducted. What is the logic behind the work which is being conducted? So just imagine the total number of data which will be collected. The total number of data which will be collected will be in TBs. Why? Because n number of people, n number of information, and if you don't have a right kind of platform and a software to serve it, it becomes practically problem. So the role of so-called data collection becomes very critical in the nature. The other is operational part of CRM in terms of improving the overall customer experience as such. So let's say, for example, a customer complains about the product, that they have purchased a so and so Dell product, and because of some technical reason that product is not successful. Then what you are supposed to do? Then you just type the number of that product and you will get all the information. The person who will do the handling at the call center, but just by getting and fetching the right kind of data, he'll be able to guide the person. The other is operational CRM capabilities are enhanced by investment in Salesforce automation, marketing automation, and service automation. All of them we are going to study one by one. But today we are going to talk about the Salesforce automation process as such. So what do you understand by this? It is basically an application, computerized technology to support a sales people and sales management in terms of achieving their work related objectives as such. So this is a very important factor as such. This is what we need to understand, guys. That basically it's a kind of an IT supporting tool where in just one single window you will be in the position to get 100% data related to this, and this data will actually make lot of difference as to how and when the work is being done, how the process is being conducted and what are the criteria related to this process. So whenever you are talking about Salesforce automation process as such, you try to get an overall picture as to how the work happens, what are the criteria related to it. So let's say, for example, you have n number of people who are connected to your organization. Now, if the company CEOs wants to see what kind of clients do they have, they can just by one single click going to the software, they can fetch the right information and they can prepare the strategy according to that. So let's say, for example, in 2020, due to any reason, from the marketing perspective point of view, they were not able to target the schools. So in that list, it will be clearly visible that schools are not targeted. So what they'll do is, in the starting of the 2021, they'll see to it that they will only target those kinds of people. So what does this mean? What does it gives us an idea? It gives us a clear understanding as to how the work is being conducted or way the work is being conducted from the organization perspective point of view. So that practically matters a lot from the organization structure perspective point of view. Now, what this software basically do, or what is this concept all about? SFA is a hardware including desktop, laptops, handheld device, contact call center technology, and from the software point of view, point solutions that are designed to assist a single area of selling, sales management, integrated function, or a range of function as such. So your software is prepared in such a manner that from the business perspective point of view, just by one single click, the person who is into the Salesforce also, they will come to know about the information. Let's say, for example, Hindustan Unilever. A person goes to the DMart to take the order. He will just look at the history of whatever the famous products that they have been ordering. So what will happen is they will only talk on that product, or they will try to communicate and do the marketing of that product only, so that time is not wasted and they will get the order on the right time. So how it was practically possible? It was only practically possible from the business perspective point of view when these kinds of softwares were prepared and right kind of informations were being fetched out. So this is what a pure combination of software as well as hardware it is all about. So this is the way the SFA works. The first and the foremost thing is about the collaboration, about the sales. So let's say, for example, across India, there are people who are working in different areas and different zones. So now, from the business perspective point of view, they want to work on it. They want to see to it that they get the right kind of information. They try to fetch the perfect information from the business perspective point of view. So what they have to do, they have to work in collaboration. They have to work together. So how can they work together when they are located in different cities? Of course, practically it is not possible. But through this Salesforce automation process, what happens is all the data are being inputted at the right time. So from the data perspective point of view, they can take the right decisions. The other is service automation, contact center, knowledge base. So let's say, for example, they want to connect themselves to the so-called people who are located around them. So let's say, for example, they want to contact their base. So that can be practically possible if you use this. Oracle is the one who gives you this kinds of softwares, and even there are many companies also. It depends on what kind of software that you want. But whenever you take this kinds of software related to sales for automation, by just one single click, you will be able to get the data. Let's say, for example, it is related to clients. Now, if I am supposed to do the phone call, all the details related to client is available. Their past history is available. So from reading that, whatever the call that I make, I will also take the input and again put it back in the system. Now, when I put back everything into the system, what is going to happen is next day, if my colleague is going to call him for feedback, he knows the background of the discussion. So that is also practically possible. Configuration to price, quotation, everything can happen. That is also very important. So let's say, for example, Dell laptop, they want to keep a one single price at the Indian market, minimum price. So in my software, it is clearly written that below this, I cannot give an offer to my buyer. So at the India level, the price management also can happen properly, and the configuration can take place in a very logical manner. The other is market automation, integrated marketing campaign and leads. Let's say, for example, there was one campaign which was launched by a company. The campaign is very successful and people have come from different cities to participate. Now we want to pitch our products to them. So what do we do, guys? Should we go to their cities? No, our sales executives will go. You just pass on the data to them. And once you pass on the data to them, what is going to happen from the business point of view? They are going to get this right kind of information. When they are going to get this right kind of information from the business perspective point of view, right time the marketing takes place, the selling takes place. And from this business perspective point of view, when this happens very logically and systematically in the nature, the communication also happens very effectively. So this is what the plus point it is. The other is the social responsibility as such. So from the societal factor or from the social factor, if I want to put it this way, that from the social factor, from the business perspective point of view, at any given point of time, if I, as an individual person, want to see to it that I get the right kind of return or I get the advantage of this, everything can be possible with SAF. So for that, you have to do an initial investment. But once you do the initial investment, it becomes comparatively very easy for you. And then the management happens very logically. Now the members of SAF is ecosystems. What do? They basically provide the solutions to the problem. So whenever there is a problem, whenever there is an issue, these are the people who gives you a proper backup as such. So what happens is from the business point of view, you have much clarity as such. And then whenever you need any kind of other support, it is always there. Other is the hardware and infrastructure services which are provided to you, and the other service related to this. So it is just a one-time investment that you have to do when the size of the company is very big. And whenever you are talking about SAP and all the other kinds of softwares, they are all basically connecting themselves to this only. So what happens is at one single point of time, when I want the prime information, just by clicking, I can understand which city is performing well, which products are sold heavily in which city, why there are certain products not being sold. Well, let's say, for example, if I do a campaign, what is the outcome of the campaign in that city? How much people I have got from outside? And from that perspective point of view, you can practically take up a call related to the decision making process. And this decision making process, which is there, that eventually makes a difference on a global scale. And then the way you take the decisions, of course, it is going to matter to you. So these are the important parameters related. Now, when you're talking about classification and SF vendors, there are many players like this. SFA specialties like pipe driven, Vetron, contact wise. SFA is a part of suite Microsoft Dynamics, Salesforce, and Sage CRM. All these are the different softwares which are practically useful to us from the business perspective point of view whenever you are talking about developing and using it. I'll just show you. Look at the first one so that you will have more practical knowledge also. Let's say, for example, if you join a big company like this and you have to share the information, just look at this. I'll just share it with you. So what is this CRM? CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management, and they do. Now see, here all the products and details are given. You can see in front of your screen. This is related to Microsoft. I'll just show it to you. No, now it is visible. So just see, customer data platform, customer insight, customer voice, supply chain, human resource perspective, sales, service, marketing, finance, project, fraud protection, small business, each and every detail is given. So what happens is, guys, whenever you want to do a business at national or international level and the size of the client is very big, you can just go to these people, whatever the requirements are there, see, this is the way they do the analysis. You can see from the geography perspective point of view, from the bar chart, pie chart point of view, discrimination, and all the basic data are being provided to you from the business perspective, so that what happens is you get a crystal clear idea as to how to get it, what are the factors related to it. Gartner has also gave their feedback related to this. If possible, I'll just share with you so that practically we will learn. Okay, they have They have not given in depth, but anyways, but this will give you a clear understanding as to how to use it and what are the criteria and where from the business point of view you can contact those people to get the information. The second software nowadays, it is heavily being used also, and that is very important. I'll just show it to you. That is known as the salesforce.com. Look at this, guys. This is another brand. Get a free trial for sales. No credit card is required. No software to install. So basically, if you want to get the information, you can just use this. This is like a database. You can see sales, home, recent, contact, leads, opportunity. Every minute detail is given to you. So what happens is, from taking a right kind of decision, it becomes practically be very easy. These are certain advantage related to it, and big brands like Tata's and other brands also, they are using this particular kinds of data. It is a very exclusive platform which is used for data, notice, metrics, all in one place. These are all the qualities of the CRM. You can get the data, notes, metrics, records, contact information, documentation. It collects organization related details. There are advantages also related to this. So if you are joining, let's say for example, any good company, you can just try to emphasize them or at least explain them that these are the softwares which are practically available in the market and why not to use it. It is just that one time only you have to take the efforts to put the data into it, but once you are able to do it, then it becomes very easy. You can see from the business, marketing, IT, government, manufacturing, different topics has been covered. So anything is a part of industrial data that you want, if you are using this kinds of softwares, it practically becomes very easy. This is just a demo also. I'll just show you if I'm able to. Just one second. Okay. In their demos, they have not given, but let me show you at least one outline as to how it works in the real life so that you can understand the importance of this. At least for Salesforce, I can just show it to you. Just look at this. Now this should be visible to you guys. Basically, how does this software works? Now, theoretical part I have explained, but in order to learn it in a practical way, unfortunately, you are not here. So I'm just playing so that you can just see and get the idea of it.
Business is changing fast. In this digital age, everyone and everything is connected, transforming the way we interact with our customers. Salesforce makes easy-to-use, cloud-based business applications that help you stay connected to your customers, prospects, partners, and more. It's the world's #1 CRM platform, enabling businesses to sell, service, and market like never before. And it's the customer success platform, helping you to connect to your customers in a whole new way. With Sales Cloud, you'll always have the information you need to close deals, collaborate and sell as a team, manage contacts and track opportunities, from first contact to final handshake. Service Cloud allows you to deliver a world-class customer service experience. Track customer activity across every channel, from online to on the line. Increase agent productivity and resolve issues fast to keep customers truly satisfied. With Marketing Cloud, you can create personalized one-to-one customer journeys and powerful multi-channel marketing campaigns that generate leads and drive sales. And with Community Cloud, you can build vibrant, engaging communities that help customers, partners, and employees help themselves and each other. Make quicker, smarter decisions with Analytics Cloud turn big data into a big advantage by uncovering new insights and taking action instantly from any device. With App Cloud, you can build modern, employee and customer-facing apps that engage and excite, all within a secure, trusted and instantly mobile environment. And now with IoT Cloud, you can connect all your data from the Internet of Things to the rest of Salesforce for better insights and real-time customer actions. And because Salesforce is cloud-based, all your information is up to date, in real time and available wherever you are. So you can even run your entire business from your phone. This is the world's leading enterprise cloud ecosystem. This is the customer success platform. This is Salesforce.
So did you see how this particular thing works and what are the criteria related to it? And there is one more, Sage CRM. Just show it to you, that also. That is by the Sage group. At least, okay, so there is some technical problems I'm not able to show, but basically this is the same kind of a software what you had seen just now. And Sage is also very famous. So basically what I want to say is there are multiple kinds of softwares which are available. Anything which is best you want to pick it up, you can do it from a business perspective point of view. At least I'll just share one of the website with you of the Sage. You can just go to them and you'll be able to fetch the information. See, at the initial stage, guys, the investment, you might think it might be difficult eventually, but it is not. It gives you actually a lot of understanding as to how it works and what are the important features related to it. So here you will be able to get all the details related to how it works, the criteria related to it. Let's say, for example, Microsoft Dynamics is there. Then how does this Microsoft Dynamics CRM works? What are the methodologies that they use? How do they use this CRM? What are the criteria which are very important as a part of CRM and the strategies? So all these things, and even there are a lot of online comparisons also. If you want to see, you can just go online and you can get the details related to the products. So it will give you a total understanding as to what kind of softwares to use, how to use this software. I'll just see if I can just show you the demo of one of the normal software.
Welcome to UK Consulting CRM demo.
It is in Hindi, but okay. Is there any students who does not understand Hindi in our group? At least this is just a demo that I wanted to show. Okay. Anyways, no answer, so it's okay. But just look at this website. And here also you will find lot of other things which are there. So basically these are all the branded softwares. So what you can do is, if you are really interested, you can practically go and visit this kinds of websites and learn more about this softwares. And many multinational brands, especially all the MNCs, by default they are using all these softwares. And this software has a lot of insights also which you need to learn. I'll just show it to you practically how it works. If I can, at least for Microsoft, I'll just show it to you. See, I am not going ahead because I want you to understand that this is a very important factor. And as a management students, you need to learn this, that what are the ways this particular function works.
As we move through.
Just look at this. Okay, it is not opening, it is taking some time. But anyways, basically, so I just give you an idea as to how it works. So let us come back to the topic. Okay. So basically, these are the softwares by different companies where play a vital role, and they give you a lot of insights also as to how you can connect to the two people at one time. How can you fetch the information? What are the process related to it, and all the details. So how the users accept FAS solutions. So let's say, for example, you are a user, and how do you use it? Install on the user's own services and computers, known as on premises offline installed SAF. So basically, I can, let's say, for example, I am in ICICI Bank and selling, let's say, loans to you. So I have to go in the market and contact a number of people. So in my mobile, I can store it as an application, or as a laptop, if I am using, I can store this information. And when I basically share this information and I store it, eventually I'm able to generate a lot of revenue out of it. Hosted on another party servers and accessed by a browser, that is also practically possible now. All these basic softwares which are there, no, they are practically coming online also. And because of this online facility which is practically available from the business point of view, what is the best advantage, guys, is that from the marketing perspective point of view, you can get lot of data as such, and how these data are being generated, that plays a vital role related to the application process as such. So this is what the overall viewpoint it is. You can see the number of people connected to the customers. This is of SEP. The overall width related to it. What are the factors that you are working? What is the last 10 years revenue? What is the average cycle? You can get each and part of single information related to the customers. You will be able to know how to proceed further. This is from the iPad they have taken the snapshot. So just imagine that I don't even have to carry a laptop. I can just carry my iPad everywhere, and by carrying this iPad, what I can do is I can connect to that people, and eventually I can develop a big market related to this. So when you are talking about the functionality factor, what are the important functions which are available for the sales people who are selling? So let's say I am a sales executive, then I can come to know about the details related to accounts. Okay, they have given, so I'll explain. Activities, collaboration, how we are collaborating and working with each other. Contact management related details, past contracts our company have done with another party. So let's say, for example, you go for annual maintenance contract. Let's say, for example, you are working in Tata Motors, and you are going to a company who has purchased more than 300 vehicles from you. And in order to get that big contract, what you practically do is look at the contract that you have done it in the past, study that, see what are the people they are looking for it, and then you directly pitch that product and they will get the details related to it. Configure to price details, event management, if anything has been conducted. As an sales executive, I should come to know that in Bombay, ICICI has conducted so and so event, and more than 5 lakh people have participated, and we have got their data. So from that, the lead is being generated and the data is being taken out. Opportunity management is there, order management, pipeline management, product configuration, visualization, proposal generation, quotation management. At one single click, guys, you can do this 15 different work, and this is what the practical advantage it is. The more and more you start using these kinds of softwares, no, the more you will have the ground level knowledge as to how it is being operated, the way it is being operated in the market. What is the best possible people that I can contact? Let's say, for example, in your reminder, you have put somebody's detail that today his contract is going to get over. Yesterday only call him and tell him, sir, tomorrow your contract is going to get over. Can I come and renew the contract? Can I give you so and so new offers which are practically available in the market? And when you get all these kinds of details, what happens is you get an upper hand as to take the right kind of decisions as such. The other is from the manager. Let's say, for example, he is your manager. So what are the advantages he can take? He can get all the documents related to it. Let's say, for example, his boss comes and asks, "Bhai, Rajkot mein kitna sale hua? How much sales has been taken place during the last 3 months? During the time of COVID, I want to know. Please send me the papers." So he can just collect the data, and he can do the documentation management. Incentive management, which is very important, guys. Let's say, for example, ICICI Bank is there, and there are 500 people as a sales force only working in the Rajkot city, and you know their salaries, half is fixed and half is variable. So that track record can be easily kept through this software, through their sales record, and the incentives can be managed properly. Product encyclopedias in the details, how it is there, what is the logic. They can take an advantage of sales analytics. Big data is there. You can just feed the data and it will give you an outline. Okay, so and so month is the right time to do this kind of event. Contact these people. They'll give you a lot of details. Like this, all you can get it. Salesforce forecasting techniques, territory management, workflow development, everything from the management perspective. As a manager, I can get the data. Now imagine when everything is practically possible. Now, what will be the most important thing about this software? Let's say, for example, I am a Rajkot head, and due to certain reason, I'm not feeling well and I'm hospitalized. And it is a March which is going to come. Now the question will come is who has this information? But as you have this good software with you, at least you know all the information which is technologically available. And you can take this kinds of decisions. So even if the main person is not there, the organization and the business will flow in a very logical and systematical manner. So that is what the practical advantage you have. So this is what mere and outstanding opportunity we have from the business perspective point of view. And we can take these kinds of calls at any given point of time. And when we take these kinds of calls, it practically gives us a lot of advantage also as to how it works, what is the logic behind it, and criteria related to it. Now, when you're talking about account management, offers sales representatives and managers a complete view of the customer relationship, including context, their history, completed transactions, current orders, shipment, inquiry, history, opportunities, quotation, everything related to the customers, you will be able to take the information. So whenever a new person is coming and he's talking to that customer for the first time, by looking at all this history, he can take up the right kind of calls, and this kinds of calls plays a very vital role. He can take the necessary decisions related to it. And all these decisions at a given point of time, they really do matter. So what happens is once I have 100% information related to the customers, I can take these necessary decisions. And when I take all these necessary decisions, it practically becomes an advantage for me. So this is what the plus side is, or it is the positive side of a particular thing as such. This allows sales representatives and account managers to keep the track of all obligations also. Let's say, for example, your customer has clearly written or has told us many times that never to contact them post 5 o'clock in the evening. And if that is being mentioned properly, you can take the right kind of calls as such, for which they are responsible. And whenever there is an opportunity, you can tap the opportunity and then close the deal. So these are all the practical advantage from the business you are getting. And once you have all these informations, you can know your customers very well. Otherwise, what will happen is you will only have the contact detail, email ID, but it will not tell you. Even, with the help of account management, when you just go and click the customer data, you will come to know their buying behavior also. So you will understand that after every March to say January, February, March, April, May, till May, they do not do the purchase. So what you can do is you should not bother them during this time. Practically, you can do this and it will give you an advantage also. So these kinds of opportunities, guys, which are there, they actually make a lot of difference as such. And this difference from the business point of view makes a large understanding. So as you can just see one of the example. Here the view edit details are there, account name is there, address is there, phone number, owner, when it was created, their recent records, you can search their names, product schedule, communication, everything is minutely mentioned. So if I just go there and I click on the first name, it is just a screenshot. But if I click like this, I will get 100% information about that client. So what will happen is whenever I want to talk to them, I will be more comfortable. And once I am comfortable working with them, then my work becomes very easy. The other is activity management. Keep sales representatives and managers aware about all activities, whether complete or pending. So let's say, for example, every day the manager does not have to remind the sales executive that yesterday you went for 5 calls and only 2 calls are practically active, or 3 calls you have not taken the follow-up. By default, it is showing in their software, so you don't have to do anything related to this. Related to an account or quarter detail or opportunity, it is practically possible. They have this data by establishing the to-do list. Once you just click on today's pending, it will give you a full list as to whom you have to contact, when the approval date is there, when the approval date is not there, and all the basic other details. In terms of setting priorities also, you can in that software set the priority that for Mr. Mukesh, instead of going at 3 o'clock, I am going to that particular area at 11 o'clock, so I will go and meet them. Put it in your priority list and do the work like this. So what is going to happen is you are taking the best advantage from the business point of view when it comes to sales related data. Monitoring progress and programming alerts, you can work upon it. Activities include preparation of quotations, scheduling of the calls, and follow-up inquiries. For example, everything you can basically manage as a part of activity management. So let's say, for example, I am meeting my client for the first time. Now there are, let's say, 5 different activities I have prepared from them. I have worked from them and it is ready with me. Now what I can do from the business perspective point of view at a given point of time, I can take a practical advantage of it. How I can take the practical advantage of it from the business point of view? I can contact them at the right time. And after contacting them at the right time, I will get the right kind of information. And once I have this kind of information ready with me, it becomes practically very easy for me as to what kind of steps to be taken, how these steps are to be taken, the criteria related to these steps. So all this thing matters from the business perspective point of view. And this can happen with the activity management. The other one is contact management. Functionality includes tools for building relationship, sharing and updating contact list. Everything is practically possible. So let's say, for example, you are in the Jamnagar city. You have met one client for selling the insurance. Now that client has given his cousin's reference in the Rajkot city. So what you will do is, instead of coming to the Rajkot city, you will transfer the lead to me. Once I get the lead from you, I will call that person and I will say, sir, through this channel I have got the lead. I was told by your relatives that you want an insurance. When can I come and explain? Now that is practically possible when you are using these kinds of real right time softwares. Making appointments practically possible. You can just create an appointment with the clients, set the time, set the task and events of contact and tracking. So let's say, for example, continuously you are trying to contact somebody through PIN code number. Keep on adding the details related to the PIN code so that another salesperson who is finding this kind of clients, they will come to know that this is the process that if I follow, I will be able to get all the details related to it. Contact lists data includes names, phone numbers, address, preference data, email ID of the details, as well as history, inbound and outbound communication. Every detail is practically being attached to it. So what happens is, in the real time, guys, I get a comparatively hands-on advantage as such. And what is this advantage from the business point of view? That I can take the necessary calls whenever at the right time it is needed. The more and more that I work upon these kinds of calls, the more and more I am in the position to get the right kind of details. And once I get the right kind of details, and when I contact you with your right history, the chance of converting you as my first positive client is much better. So what happens is, I take these kinds of decisions and eventually I take up the right kind of calls as such. So which is giving a practical meaning, which is giving an outline related to this. This is Oracle call text summary sheet. You can just see current pipeline, which are the people are there. Open leads, there are still 2 open leads. What are the recommendations? What are the active assets? What is the recent interaction you have done? The details related to the interaction. Where is that person? His details with the map of the customers, it is there. My details is given as an executive. So what happens is, at single dashboard, I am able to get all this information in the 21st century. And when I get all this information, means what? I don't have to waste the time. I just have to contact you. So instead of contacting 500 people, what I can do is the most positive people, there are five. I will call them, and out of five, if I am able to convert if I am able to convert four people, 90% of my target is over. I don't have to call 500 people and convince them. I just have to call five people after analyzing the data, talk to them, explain about the product, and the work is done. So this is what the additional advantage I am getting from the business point of view, where generally the small people or the small organizations are unfortunately not able to take the advantage. Why? Because it is a very practical thing that they cannot purchase the software related to Oracle and Microsoft because they are very costly in the nature. So this is what one of the limitation that they are going to face. So all this information plays a vital role. The other one is contract related details. Functionality enables the representative and manager to create, track, progress, accelerate, monitor, and control the contract with your customers. Let me give you an example how. Let's say there is one very big society, and in that there are 23 flats. In that 23 flats, there are average in one flat 2 water tanks to serve more than 500 people. Now, if I am into that company of cleaning this water tank, and if I put all the data related to this in the website or in the portal, what is going to happen, guys? Just by clicking on that particular client name, I will come to know about the details. So next time I will, let's say for example, this time we have done the contract and they said we will give you the price, but give one service free. So I will write it in my note. Next year when I go to them, in terms of creating the new contract, by default, I will say, sir, last time you requested, this time we have included in our service. They'll become more positive about you. And when they'll become more positive about you, they will think positive about you and then they will start doing the marketing. So you have got one contract and you will get 10 different contracts like this. So how it was practically managed? It was practically managed when the right kind of information was available. And this kinds of information which is practically available, it makes a lot of difference. So all these factors, they play a very vital role as such as to how these things work, the criteria is related to it, and the different parameters related to this particular aspect as such. Lifespan, by shortening the approval life cycle of the contracts, renewing the contract sooner, reducing administrative costs. It is but natural. You can increase the length of the contract. You can decrease the duration of the contract. You can get all this information when you have actually fetched the right kind of information, and from where you can fetch the right information when you have actually added it for the first time. Now all this advantage you are getting because the right kind of software is what you are using. The software may use the scrutiny to control security to control to ensure only approval people have this access to this contract. This is also very important. Now a normal sales executive is also using, let's say, Microsoft Dynamics. I as a senior executive I am using, and there is one manager also using. Now this contract details will be only available with the managers because there the real numbers are written. Some very important information related to the contracts are written. So I cannot share it with my executive. If by chance he will share it with anybody else, then what to do? So even that facility is also available. And what you can do is at different level, you can give different permissions. And when you give different kinds of permissions, you will get different kinds of data also, which is practically going to make a difference from the business point of view. So all these different kinds of informations that I am going to fetch, that I am going to grab it and finally give it to my final end user or the customer, I am in a practically better position to have a good conversation as compared to somebody else in the organization perspective point of view. So all these details, they really do matter a lot. Why? Because at the end of the day, I am going to take an advantage also. I am in the positive side. Once I take these kinds of necessary calls, things becomes comparatively easy for me. So that is what the added advantage it is. The other one is the documentation management part. Software allow companies to manage sales related documentation, keep them current and ensure they are always available to the managers and partners or the sales representative whenever it is needed. Let's say, for example, CEO comes to the Rajkot City of ICICI Bank and he says, I want to see the total list of the customers. Leke aao. Then you can just go to this software, just right click, select all the customers, and the data is generated. Now, why it is practically possible? It is practically has been possible because you have worked upon. So this is what you have to learn, guys. This is a very important parameter as such. Many documents support the sales process, brochure, product specification, installation instruction, user manuals, case studies, white paper, warranty, complaints, spreadsheets, email, templates, everything is available in the name of documentation process. The more and more you are aware about it, the more and more you know how to use it, the more and more you have the clarity as to what kind of steps to be taken at the different point of prospective point of view to take the right kind of calls. You are doing all these things in order to get the right kind of information as such. So this is what one of the most practical advantage you are getting out of this, and that becomes a comparatively one of the best featured or one of the best solution as such. Whereas generally this cannot be practically possible for the small players. The people who are working in the small industry, maximum what they will do is they will prepare an Excel sheet. They will compile the Excel sheet, but they won't be in the position to create softwares like this, guys. This is what one of the best advantage you are getting. So from the business perspective point of view, when this kinds of necessary calls are being taken, the only fundamental logic is as to how it is being done, the way it is being done, the way the points in the graphics are being taken into. Just imagine if the company CEO comes and they tell you that I want to see overall Rajkot. I want to analyze, sorry, I want to analyze the total number of customers, put it in the pie chart, just click it and you will be able to show it through PPT. So are you not getting this kind of advantage or not? Yes, you are definitely getting this kind of advantage. And what does this practical advantage give you? It's give you a hands-on opportunity as to do all the necessary things. So from that business perspective point of view, when you have all these things at your hand, you can take these kinds of calls. And these kinds of calls which are taken at the end of the day, it is practically going to help you. So this is what the practical advantage it is. What I'll do is for next, actually, I need some more time as few seconds are only remaining. Let's do one thing, guys. Keep it this much only for today. And we'll meet in the next class. I open the chat box and you can use this chat box. Actually, there are no offline students, there are only online students. So please write down your enrollment numbers and you can leave, guys. Thank you very much. And see you in the next class. Hope you would have learned it very practically.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Take care. Start leaving, guys. Once you write your numbers, you can leave, guys. Those who have written the numbers, please leave.
Sir, hello, 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 sir, hello.